Hello, thank you for choosing this video on test process automation with the OneAdvisor 800 from Viavi. We'll be focused on fiber to the antenna testing in this video. The hardware we're using is the OneAdvisor 800, two views of it here, front and a back view showing the OTDR module, and there's also a cable antenna module on this particular picture. We'll be using a P5000i digital microscope to look at the end face of fibers. Smart Access Anywhere is our remote control software that I'm going to use to remote into the unit. Job Manager is where we create the test sequence. StrataSync is how we actually push that test sequence to the unit and also pull test data information off of the unit. The testing we'll do is actually mimicking the tower environment where we're going up the tower. The top hand is put in a loop back in place, so we're testing all the way up and back down again. And the whole idea here is to increase speed and accuracy in your testing, eliminate post-processing by developing a report in the field so that you can get in, get out, and get paid for your work. So I've transitioned to the Job Manager website. You can see that many Viavi instruments are supported by Job Manager. We're using the OneAdvisor 800. I've actually filled out a lot of the header information, which is about the job itself, who we're doing work for, who we are, who I am, that sort of thing. And I started to build some of the test procedure as well, which is very simply a couple of fiber inspections for that fiber pair, then the OTDR for that pair, and then on to the next pair, right? Adding another test is as simple as clicking the Add Test button, make one minor change from the copy down effect. And when I'm ready, this is only 3 fiber pairs, but it might be 6, 12, or 24. When you're ready, you can save the job to your hard drive. That way you can recall it, adjust it as necessary for future work. And you can also send the job directly to the instrument using StrataSync. These are the owners of instruments that can perform this job. I'm going to assign it to this one, and green is good, the job is sent, and I can close that out. I'm done here in Job Manager, but I wanted to show you in StrataSync itself, there is a test data page, and I'm filtered on test results for OneAdvisor 800, and there's nothing here, but there will be by the end of the video. So now I've transitioned to the instrument itself. This is the system screen. Obviously, you can make various changes to the instrument here, but also gives you access to StrataSync. And within StrataSync, I need to synchronize with my instance of StrataSync, and I will get that job, as well as upload any information that is currently residing on the instrument that StrataSync is not yet aware of. So you can see some reports actually went up as well. Now, if I go to Job Manager, I can see that, oh, there is a job already loaded, but this was the cable and antenna analysis job. Okay, well, today we're doing a fiber job, so let's transition to the one that we just downloaded. I load that job. I can make changes in here if I need to, but it takes all the header information from the website. I can activate that job, and now I can see the test sequence that I need to do. And for each one of these test steps, I can click on it, I can launch it, I can open a guide. The guide is a PDF file that you can put on the instrument that, allows the technician to take a little reminder of what he needs to do, what he or she needs to do for that test. When I'm comfortable, I launch that test. It goes right to the microscope setting very quickly on the instrument. I've already have fiber plugged in and it is auto-focused. So I'm going to click on test, and this will run the automated test to the IEC 61300 standards. It passed. If I save that PDF, it's going to auto name it. It's going to have some details that come out of the job description, including this is cable 1 in receive. I click save, and boom, I'm off to the next test. So I can launch that, which happens to be the next connector. You can see that I have these connectors to be done in this job. And I'll go back to live view. I put in the new fiber, I focused it and so forth. To the naked eye, it looks good. I'll run the test to make sure that software agrees. And yes, it's a passing fiber end face again. I'll save the PDF. This is now the transmit side of that fiber. I click save, and that is completed. And the next thing in the sequence was the OTDR test. I'm going to go ahead and launch that, and that'll take me to the OTDR view. It has the last result that it saw, which happened to be a very similar test. From here, I can click start, and the instrument will actually go ahead and run a new test on this new fiber that I've plugged in. In this environment, if the fibers are passing, they're all going to look pretty much the same because they're all using the same distances between the various jumpers and so forth. In this scenario, I have a launch fiber. I have 25 meters of the simulated hybrid, if you will. a short jumper, a 3-meter jumper, a 10-meter loop back, and then come right back down the same set of fibers, so it looks very symmetrical. I had the OTDR function set up to automatically save the file if it passed. So I'm already jumped into the next part of the job sequence. I can go to 4 of 8 if I want to, but for speed, and I think you have the idea here, I'm going to go back to the job manager and show that I have done my inspections, I've done my OTDR measurement, and I can keep going until I've done the 6, 12, whatever I need to do for this hybrid going up this tower. But I don't need to do that to get the idea across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a report. I'll accept the auto-generated file name, but you could change it. It's going to be a consolidated report. I do want a zip file, and I do want to see that file on the instrument, make sure it's what I need to report to my manager. It took the header information from the job. You can see you get a front page. It shows what I did, if it passed or failed, and they all passed. And in this case, it shows what I didn't do. I didn't complete the job, but we didn't need to in this example. And here's the fiber inspection of one of the connectors, the receive connector, and here's the transmit connector. And here's the 1310 OTDR measurement, both in the SmartLink mapper view and the trace view in the table beneath it. So I know I've got a good job. Obviously, it would be, many results, 12, 24, whatever it is, but our example is very small. I can exit that. If I go back to the system screen, I can actually upload that information by clicking on StrataSync again. And now whatever's new on my instrument since the last time I did a sync will actually populate back to StrataSync. So I've pushed up some reports. That is done. And I'll transition to the web interface again. So here we are back at StrataSync. I was filtered. I'm just going to do a quick little toggle to today in order to refresh. And you can see that the fiber inspections I did, some metadata, some JSON reports are included with that, the PDF report for the OTDR itself, and the actual raw data for the OTDR. And I'll just double click on one of these to show you that here again, here's that report. Now, your back office people can actually grab any of those, download them, and package them with whatever else needs to be done in order to submit your closeout and complete your work and get paid. So I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you'll enjoy other videos in the series. Thank you.